Jimmy on a beat, boy.
Legends, legends, legends. Welcome back, legends, 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 legends. Welcome back, legends. Been a long time coming to you brand new. Better rock the sunglasses cause we shining on through. Anime, yeah, it's amazing. Let me show it to you. About to drop it, this the intro, coming at you, season 2. You can't rock it, you can't stop it, cause we're more than enough. Like Naruto, darkness, hatred, crushing all of that stuff. Time to have some fun, you know we starting these riots with Luffy. Yeah, you know him, he's the king of the pirates. If you catch nothing else, simple lesson is just this. Goku is the answer when they cry out for justice. You can step into a world where adventure never ends. I'm AfroX, your guide. This is Anime Legends. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anime Legends Season 2, Episode 5. Today, we are going to be talking about No Game, No Life, a very great anime, not a classic anime, but a classic in the modern age anime, that a lot of people love. And also, we're going to be talking about its very interesting connection to not only FX's Legion, but the new Netflix show, Netflix's Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. So we're going hard today. We doing some good topics. And I mean, I'm so glad I thought of this at the last second, because honestly, I thought I was out of ideas, and then this just popped into my head, and it expanded on itself as I was thinking about it. We already got 2 people in the chat. Damn, that's good. Victor Glenn over here saying, this is gonna be awesome. Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Victor, for commenting. Trix, the anime hater, in here saying, yo, bro, back to you, my friend. Just to let you guys know, anyone who's watching this in the rewind, Trix and Victor are both patrons on Patreon, and you can be a patron on Patreon as well by going to www.patreon.com/AfroX, where you will find 5 tiers that you can sign up to donate to the channel for. Just starting off in the $5 a month category. We have our very generous patron, Victor Glenn here. And if you donate at the $5 a month level, you will get your name shown at the end of every edited video in the end card. At the $10 a month level, and we have our very generous patron, Calvin C., in this category, you'll get your name shown and announced at the end of every edited video. So there you go. At the $30 a month level, you will get your name shown and announced at the end of every edited video, and you will also get a link to my secret Discord that there is no link anywhere else to get to this. And on the secret Discord, you will be able to chat with me. You guys will be the first people I take ideas from, and you will get every edited video 1 day early. And you will also be getting the original version of that video. If I have to do copyright edits, that will go online. You will be getting the original vision for the work that I am doing on there. Also, I would really encourage you to go on Facebook and check out the official AfroX fan club, because if you go to that group, you will be invited to a messenger chat, and there, if I don't have an edited video for the week, like this week, or I'll be taking a week off for a vacation or something like that, that will be the place that I will be telling the fan base about that. Moving on, at the $50 a month level is our very generous patron Trix the Anime Hater. And the rewards that Trix gets are his name shown and announced at the end of every edited video with fully edited audio and fancy lettering. And also, you will be getting a thank you note directly from me that will include an autograph. In the future, I will likely be changing this tier to be getting an official AfroX t-shirt at the $50 a month level. Just because I think this tier needs a little bit more recognition. Finally, and last but certainly not least, the fifth level, the immortal level, is the $100 a month donation level. And at this level, you will get all the previous rewards of the levels before it. Plus, you will be given a link to join in on every single one of my live streams. And during those live streams, you will be given 5 full minutes to plug your channel or project or whatever you are working on or doing. Just because $100 a month, you're pretty much funding the channel at that point. Yeah, that is all about the Patreon. Moving on, we have merch at www.teespring.com/stores/Afro-X-2. You will find the official AfroX t-shirt. On the front, it has the AfroX logo, and on the back, it has the AfroX slogan, which is, of course, say it with me now, stay legendary. This shirt goes for $30 US, and 10% of that goes back to supporting the channel. So yeah. That's really, really good. I actually think I've been getting the percentage wrong. Not 10%. I think a third of it goes back. Yeah, because if you buy a $30 t-shirt, the channel gets $10 from every t-shirt that is bought. So yeah. You can get the t-shirt there. And the last thing, the absolute last thing, and I'm sorry, I just have to do this to get through all the ads and stuff like that, is check out our TikTok. You can find that on the TikTok app or the TikTok website, and that is AfroX_YT. Check that out. I do some anime stuff on there, but it's not specifically about anime. I kind of just do weird stuff on there sometimes, and I don't have a regular upload schedule. But we currently have 202 followers on TikTok, and that is awesome. Trying to hit 1,000 so I can start doing lives on there. Anyways, that is all the ads for today. Checking out the chat. Trick says, immortal level looking strong one day. I certainly hope that it can be appealing for you. And says, stay legendary. Absolutely. That is the slogan. So, starting off on our segment that we do every week, what anime/manga have you watched/read this week? But the funky A. Anyways, what anime/manga have you watched/read this week? As for me, I, of course, as you know, read the newest chapter of One Piece, One Piece chapter 1058. And as for anime, excuse me, I haven't really watched anime this week, which has been kind of bad, but I'm always busy, and I do want to get more into watching anime and being more devoted to it, considering I am an anime-tuber. But yeah. I mean, my perspective is I just really like manga. You can take like 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, read a manga chapter, and it's nice, it's concise, but I mean, if you're watching anime, you're gonna want to watch multiple episodes, and soon you're at like hours on end watching One Piece, which ain't specifically bad. Anyways, in the chat, Trick says Red Gaichikuda, Black Clover, One Piece, and Zatch Bell 2. Really want to get into that Zatch Bell 2. As for Gaichikuda, that's still the Battling Janitors, and I hope that's going well. One manga that I want to catch up in, that has been looking really, really choice right now, is One Punch Man. I'm kind of upset that they still haven't made a season 3 of One Punch Man. But I mean, I don't know if they're going to. I definitely want to read more in the manga before they make a season 3. Twix says no anime, and Twix says I prefer reading manga, honestly. Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. So, if anyone else shows up, or Victor, if you want to tell us what manga and anime you watched and read this week, although with you, I don't know. That would be awesome. All right. So, well, actually, no, I'm not going to leave this up because we're going into our main topic. So, today's main topic is no game, no life. There we are. No game, no life. All right. So, no game, no life. I have to preface this by saying that there is a No Game, No Life 0, which does tell the prequel to the No Game, No Life story. But the original No Game, No Life anime, it is about a brother and sister named Sora and Shiro who are, they wouldn't be considered hikikomoris, but they would definitely be considered neats. And if you saw, Trick says, heard of this, never watched it. Well, good. Good and bad, because I'm going to spoil it for you. Anyways, or at least tell you the plot. But this is about a brother and sister duo, an older brother named Sora and a younger sister named Shiro. And they are neats, which if you saw my Anime Legends on otakus, neats, hikikomoris, and weeaboos, you will know that a NEET does in fact stand for not in education, employment, or training. Pretty much me, somebody who sits at home every day. Well, I suppose I am in employment since doing YouTube and DJing is my job. But a NEET is someone who pretty much just sits at home every day and plays video games. Not that that's a bad thing. I can totally gel with that. But anyways, that is what a NEET is. But it's somebody who does that, but is not specifically scared to go outside. Like, they're not agoraphobes. So, Sora and Shiro are NEETs, and they pretty much just stay in their one-bedroom apartment, technically probably a studio by Japan standards. But anyways, they stay in their apartment and they play PC games. And there's a certain game, and I believe the game itself is called No Game, No Life. And they are the best at it. They are the legendary #1 top players that cannot be beaten. Like, at the beginning of the series, they both combined control one character in the game, and this character is the leader of a clan, and their clan went up against every other one of like the top players in the world on this game and easily beat them just through strategy. But that's the thing about Sora and Shiro, is that they will use strategy, and Sora is an absolute genius, an absolute genius. but he is also smart in the way of he knows how to cheat and cheat well. So many times in the series, he said, "You can cheat as long as you know how not to get caught." Um, and he definitely knows that. Anyways, they are so good at this game that a god of a gaming world um, chooses them, and pretty much within the first 5 minutes of the anime, isekais them. And when I say isekais, I do in fact mean forcefully drags them into another world that is not planet Earth. Um, and so he drags them into this world that is called Disboard, which is really funny because we have an app called Discord. But the planet is called Disboard, and they get there by they're pretty much teleported. Probably, I think it's like 10,000 feet above this planet, and they're falling immediately down towards this planet with this god, this kid who is apparently the god of this world. And they're like, of course, they're scared. They're like, "Where are we?" And he says, "This is Disboard, the world of games where everything from nationalities to deals to entertainment, everything is decided by games." He's like, even countries' borders are decided by games in this world. Um, and so they finally land and they're fine. But uh, pretty much what happens, the short and sweet of it, is Sora and Shiro are so good at games that they can easily beat pretty much anybody in this world. And um, within probably, I think canonically it's like five between 5 weeks and like 5 months, something like that. They immediately become the king or well, no, they both decide that they want to collectively be known as the king of uh, the humans who live on this planet. The humans live in a country, I think it's called Eldia, but anyways, the name of the country is not important. But they pretty much become the rulers of all the humans on this planet, and through winning games in a quick amount of time. And so then the story kind of goes on to the main point of the story, which the main part of the story is that Sora and Shiro are now rulers, and they're rulers of the weakest country on this planet, and it became the weakest country because um, this country kept challenging the strongest country again and again and again, and kept losing more and more of its territory until finally they just had nothing left. Um, and so Sora and Shiro are like, well, okay, we're gonna change that. Um, and there is one thing. There is a list of rules that you do have to go by on this planet on Discord, that all the games have to go by. But the more specific ones that are important are anybody who gives out or all formal challenges must be respected. Um, uh, all bets that are wagered must be given over immediately if they are lost. Um, Absolutely no cheating. Um, and one of the ways that you can cheat is by using magic. You are not allowed to use magic to influence games, which some people do, and some characters get caught using magic, and Sora and Shiro pretty much they are of the mind that they don't need to use magic, but if they do use magic, they are very, very good at hiding it. And so yeah, those are pretty much the main four rules. Like, just uh respect all challenges, and don't cheat, be a good sportsman, don't use magic. That's pretty much it. So anyways, so they have to pretty much start ruling this country and bring it back to its former glory. And Sora says that he is going to take back not only all the lands that were lost by the previous king, but that he is going to pretty much take over the world and become the new god of Discord. Um, and so a lot of the episodes are them playing games against other countries in order to um, attempt to win and take back their country. And Sora just betting it all. Like most of the time, he's betting crazy stuff, like his entire country, or his life, or his sister's life, or even his own existence. He actually bet once. And the one game that I really want to touch on today, which is why when I tell you about it, I'm not going to go any farther in telling you about the story, because I do want everyone to go and watch No Game No Life. It is on Netflix. So and I believe No Game No Life Zero is also on Netflix, and I do want to watch that myself. But the game that I want to touch on is the game that Sora and Shiro fought against the angel. Actually, I think they're called Angelus. But anyways, the angel called Jibril. And the game that they played is called Materialization Shiritori. The rules of the game are fairly simple. You have to say a word that has the same character or kanji as the end of the last word of the last thing that your opponent said. So, just for an example, if somebody said, like, what's an English example? Like, if somebody said stove, and then you could say oven, because OVE is at the end of stove and at the beginning of oven. That's a bad example, but it's that is the idea behind it. And so your goal is to do that. But the interesting thing is, every word that you say, a holographic version of the reality around you will represent that. So, for example, if you use the word, if you use the words Stone Age, reality will change around you to look like the Stone Age. If you say the word space, everything around you will become outer space. So this is literally a game that uses words to reality warp. And they call it Materialization Shiritori. The actual name for playing this game, and I actually went and researched this the other day because I was interested in the Superpowers wiki. This is called Imagination Combat, and I kind of probably would see it as the highest form of power. The people who play Imagination Combat are like the gods playing. Um, like and this is how it ties into the other shows, is that on FX's Legion, and I'll just use that as the first example. On FX's Legion, there is a scene where I think his name is Farouk, the demon guy that's inside David Heller's mind. He him and David are in there and they're talking, and he's trying to get David to see that he has no limits, that he is a reality warping god who can make anything happen. And so they kind of have a back and forth battle of imagination combat, where David turns into a snake, Farouk turns into a tank. And they go on and on until it's just a muddled mess of smoke and stuff like that. But that is an example of that. And I want to give out a very huge spoiler alert right here, because I am about to spoil a part of Neil Gaiman, or of Netflix's The Sandman. So like if you're watching, maybe like mute your computer or your phone or whatever you're doing. But yes, so all right. In the third or fourth episode of um Netflix's The Sandman, there is a scene where Morpheus or Dream of the Endless is trying to get his helm back, and his helm has been traded to a demon that is in hell. And to get it back, he has to play a game which the demons call the oldest game. Um, and he is challenged to play it against Lucifer Morningstar, so Satan himself, or herself in this case, because Satan is a woman in this show. Um, Anyways, the oldest game apparently is Imagination Combat. And so they go back and forth, and Lucifer starts off with saying, I am a dire wolf. And Dream comes back with saying, I am a hunter, piercer of the wolf. And Lucifer comes back with saying, oh, what do they say? But they keep going, and like one is like, I'm a bird of prey, and Lucifer says, I am a butcher bacteria, or no, Lucifer says, I'm a serpent, um and Dream says, I am a bird of prey, and then Lucifer says, I am a butcher bacterium, and just mange destroys this bird. And then they get on to bigger stuff, because you need to top the last thing that the last person said. And so Dream says, I am a world full of life. And then Lucifer says, I am anti-life. Or Lucifer says, I am a nova that destroys planets. And then Dream says, I am the universe. And Lucifer says, I am anti-life. And this almost kills Dream. But finally, after some coaxing from Matthew, Dream last response is, I am hope. And Lucifer can't think of anything that can kill hope. And so Dream ends up winning this. And so yeah, I just put in the chat, spoilers are done. And so that is the idea behind Imagination Combat, is two reality warping gods that can pretty much summon anything into existence, go back and forth trying to top each other with fake reality warping, pretty much. And I think on like a smaller scale, that'd be a really good game to just like play with your friends and stuff, like have a judge decide who wins or something like that. But Imagination Combat is, I think, is such a cool superpower, cool idea in fiction. But yeah. Let's take a look at the chat. Trick says Sora sounds like a master cheater with tactics. Yes, he is. Trick says, so anything can be betted. The word would be bet in this case, but yes, anything can be bet. Trick says, so stove to grove. That would not work because the first part of the next word has to have the last part of the previous word. Trick says, imagination combat, so childhood combat. I mean, what are all powerful gods if not children left to their own devices? But yeah. Imagination combat is really, really, really cool. I'm just seeing the time that we've done so far, and we're at about the 30-minute mark. And I know I said I wasn't going to tell more about No Game, No Life, but I do have to fill some time. So moving forward, after the materialization Shiritori with Jabril, and actually what happens in No Game Life is in No Game, No Life is Jabril and Sora and Shiro go back and forth until Jabril pulls out like I think she says the Big Bang, and the Big Bang or something like that, whatever the Big Bang is in Japanese. And Sora, and since there is no air in space during the Big Bang, Sora and Shiro are kind of like trying to hold their breath, and they're at this point air has been removed from the situation, and so nobody can really speak, and so they're writing on stuff. And so at the end, Sora puts up a note that says column force, which is the force in the Big Bang that made electrons collide with, I think it was like hydrogen and helium, and it pretty much was the force that created air. And so after that, they win the materialization Shiritori, and Jabril, and the bet that was put on it was that they would get Jabril's country, and if they didn't win, that Jabril would get their country. After this, Jabril just gives up the country, but also she just likes Sora so much, like she's like harem in love with Sora, and so she just follows them around for the like the rest of the time. There's another character that was the previous country of that was previous princess of the humans, and Jabril constantly uses her powers to make her like walk around like a dog and just follow them, which is really, really funny. After that, they have to go up against the Kingdom of the Beast people. And the Kingdom of the Beast people, they're like the high and mighty ones. They're the ones who are stealing land from everyone else. And their kind of castle is one of like the traditional like those types of roofs, like the curved slanted roofs. But they're all stacked one on top of each other. So they're very intimidating, and they usually don't accept challenges just because they're like, we're gonna win. And so like they've been beating everybody throughout this entire world. They've been on the top for the most time, and so Sora says that they're gonna challenge them, and I believe Sora bets in this one, Sora bets he bets the country once again. And so in this game, they go into a VR game, and in the VR game, you're actually like laying down in a pod with like a mask over your face. And in the VR game, you have to pretty much shoot guns that inflict a love status on people, and the goal of the game is not to get shot. And it's amazing. Like, this whole sequence is pretty much like Matrix like, but it's in a simulated Tokyo. Anyways, things happen in it. It's a really, really interesting arc in the storyline. The final arc that goes on in No Game No Life is one of the most amazing moments that I have seen in all of anime. Because Sora starts playing a game of, I believe it's Othello, with a magic user, and their bet, or his bet is his own existence, him and his sister's own existence, and he actually ends up losing the bet, but he wins by losing, just because the tactic that he is counting on, his ace in the hole, is his sister's ingenuity. And so he bets his existence, and so when he loses, everybody in the world, in the entire world, forgets that he ever existed. And there is and there's no record that he existed. In fact, when they show the flashback of when he started playing the Othello game, when he lost, he literally, or like, the screen turned into a manga panel, and he literally got erased from his own manga. And that was a mind-blowing thing for me to see. But his sister, like, had such an attachment to him that she knew something was wrong, and was the only one who was like, don't I have a brother? Like, where's my brother? And stuff like that. And everybody's like, you don't have a brother. Like, you're the queen of this realm, and stuff like that. And that's what Sora was betting on, that his sister would have such an attachment to him that she would just know. And she did, and they, by working together unintentionally, end up beating this magic user. And the end of the story, the anime kind of ends very vaguely, because they don't become the gods of the new world, or of Disboard, but they're still pretty much the undefeated champions of the world. And so a lot of people are really hoping for a season 2 of No Game No Life, just to see the story continue. And I believe the story continues in the manga, but there is No Game No Life 0, which explains how the entire world of Disboard came together, and how one person set up the system of games to stop all the wars from happening. But yeah. That is No Game No Life for you. Trick says they must have had insane battle. Yeah, it was insane. Trick says they are going hard on the betting. Oh, actually, speaking of insanity, I forgot to mention. So at the end of the episode, where we find out that Sora had gotten himself erased from existence, in the next episode, the animators actually went so far as to completely remove Sora from the intro theme to No Game No Life for one episode. That is how far that they went. Which was really, really cool. Well, we are at about the 40-minute mark. I'm gonna see if I can find at least a short clip from No Game No Life on YouTube. You guys just hang tight really quick, and I will be right back. Or I'll be talking again soon. All right. Here we are, and I'm going to change the layout a little bit if I can. There we are. Actually, I'm going to go back to that layout just so, well, no, if I do this layout, then that'll be smaller. I'm honestly just trying not to get copyrighted for this, but, let's see. So this is the materialization Shiritori battle that they have. Some parts of these are censored, and so that's why you'll see a big censor bar. But and that is good for now. According to this, we're still on. Oh, okay.